Hello again in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. Today we're going to be talking about letting go of expectations. Now in this world we have lots of people that expect things for us. You have family expectations, and I'm going to talk about this because we live in a world where so many people want to put us in a box. They expect things of us. They expect us to live up to these expectations. But when you try and live up to other people's expectations, you're trying to please everyone, and you can't please everyone. So this causes suffering. Expectations cause suffering. So let's start with family expectations. So a lot of families, they expect their children to maybe be successful in life, to maybe do a job that would make them a lot of money, but a job they would hate. Another example of family expectations is some cultures, where some cultures, because of the religious beliefs or society beliefs, some cultures, because if you're gay, for example, like I can relate to that, but I'm lucky. But I come from a place of privilege where my sexuality is accepted, and I haven't been shunned for my sexuality. But there was a time where I was very worried, like, how my family going to look at that? How are they going to take that? But luckily I was accepted by my family as well. But that's what self-love teaches you. But if people don't accept you for who you are, then that teaches you they don't love you. They love what they think you are. And this is the sad thing with family as well. Sometimes your parents can claim to love you, but they don't love the real you. They only love what they think they know about you. And some people, if they're even in this country, you get countries that are very strict. You get families that are very strict Catholics or Christians, and because a lot of there's nothing concrete in the Bible which says being gay is wrong, and I've spoken about this before, but you can misinterpret words in the Bible, and most of the people in the Catholic or the Christian society do not agree with homosexuality. But a lot of people, a lot of mothers, fathers, they want their sons or their daughters to be straight. Like a lot of mothers, they want their daughter to be straight, they want their daughter to meet a nice man, get married to a nice man, have children so they can have grandchildren. And it's nice that to happen, of course it's nice. But life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't always work out the way you expect. Again, expectations, expecting things. And the same with a lot of men. A lot of men as well that are gay, that their mothers are, if there's a father in the picture, the father expects this man to meet a nice woman, get married, have kids, so he'll be a grandfather, and same with the mother. But life doesn't work that way. And a lot of children and a lot of people in today's world are afraid to be them true self. They're afraid for their sexuality. And then in some cultures, where being gay is even worse. Like, of course, if it's a strict Catholic family you're in, it can be really bad. And in America, where there's some Bible places, it's really not a good place to be. Who you truly are, your sexuality is shunned. But even like if you were someone born in an Islamic or a Muslim family, it could be even worse, because again, your family expects you to marry, if you're a man, they expect you to marry a Muslim woman and have a good marriage, kids. If you're a Muslim woman, same expectations. And a lot of people, and if we look back in like maybe the 50s, the 60s, there's a lot of people, and even today, but further back in history, there'd be a lot of men who were gay, but they would marry a woman, have kids with a woman, to put a mask on, a facade, to hide their true self, to please their family, to live up to family expectations. And those expectations cause suffering. And sometimes part of loving yourself is letting go. Sometimes part of loving yourself is you have to let go of people that don't accept you, because I'm just using this as an example. I'm lucky, but I am always aware, like, the tables are turned and there's people not as lucky as me. But if you were born into a family, you happen to be gay, bi, or You know, if you're bi, you like both, but maybe if you fell in love with a man, deeply in love, but your family wouldn't accept that, you know, and they disown you because of your gender, your sexuality, then you really have to draw a line under the sand, because part of self-love is letting go of people that are not good for you, people that don't accept you for the real you. So a lot of people as well have family expectations put on them, and to me, I'm not a parent or guardian, so I can't really speak about that, but to me, I'm lucky that the way my mum brought me up is the way I think every parent or guardian should be, in the sense that you love your children for who they are, you accept them for who they are, and you love them unconditionally. You don't expect them to behave a certain way or to be a certain way. You know, you just love them for who they are, not what you think they are. And this is the thing with, in the world today, so many people have family expectations put on them, and some people, if they don't live up to these family demands or expectations, they'll be disowned with your family, and it's hard, like, to be on your own and have no family support whatsoever. But part of loving yourself, this is how self-love is not easy. Sometimes part of self-love is letting go of people who are not, even if they're family, who don't accept the real you and don't accept you for who you are. And that's what letting go of expectations are. It's letting go of people who expect you to act a certain way, behave a certain way, and live up to a certain standard. Sometimes as well, you can get into a friend group, and it's very important. You do control who your friends are. You do control that. It's very important to be very, very careful about who your friends are, because the people you surround yourself with will have a big effect on you, and there's a lot of scientific evidence about this, a lot of psychological evidence, but the people you surround yourself with most will have a big effect on your mind as well. And to me, the reason why so many people are their own jailers in life, or they feel trapped, or they're in prison, is because they're trying to please everyone. They're trying to live up to family expectations, then they get into friends groups, but these people are not really your friends. They just expect you to act a certain way, be a certain way, and live up to a certain narrative. That is what they expect for you. And because you don't live up to that certain narrative or those expectations, they want nothing to do with you. And what this topic is about, letting go of expectations, is really letting go of anyone who has expectations for you. Let go of those expectations what family, so-called friends put onto you, because a real friend would love you for who you are. They would want to know who you are. A real friend would take the time to get to know who you are, the real you, and accept the real you. That is what a good friend would do. But we live in a world where everyone's trying to put you into a box. You were not born into a box, but everyone tries to put you into a box, make you live a life that isn't in alignment with your morals, values, or beliefs. And that's why self-love is finding out who you are as a person, what are your strengths, what are your flaws and weaknesses. Be humble with yourself, love yourself, flaws and all. Know what you like, what you don't like, and what are you comfortable with, what are you uncomfortable with, and set strong boundaries, you know. And if people disrespect those boundaries intentionally, well, you have to show them that the door is. And I know it's hard to let go of people, be they family, be they friends, but anyone who wants you to be something you're not and live up to a certain standard or expectation, you've got to let go of them. It's hard, but these people will never be your friend. They'll never be the supportive, loving person, family member, or people they should be, unless you live up to a certain expectation that's going to cause you suffering as well. And you shouldn't live up to expectations. Now, self-expectations are different. I would say, if you've got expectations for yourself, but they don't come from anyone else, they don't come from outside influences, they don't come from family, friends, they're your own dreams, your own goals, your own expectations, hopes, that's a good thing. But as well, sometimes in life things don't exactly plan out the way you'd like them to or expect them to. They might happen. Like sometimes with manifestation, we ask the universe for something And it does happen, but not exactly the way we expect. And this just teaches us that things do happen, things do come into our lives, and they might be a magical, beautiful thing. But I think it's so important to let go of the expectations what society have for you. Complete strangers, people are supposed to be your friends, but they're not good friends. Let go of these people. Also, sometimes the hardest thing of all is to let go of family, because if your family don't love the real you, who you really are, you got to let go of expectations. You know, be yourself and don't live up to anyone else's standards. Set your own standards and live up to your own standards, your own boundaries as well. And you will change throughout life. You'll go through many changes, but you'll always be yourself. Deep down, the real you will always be there as well. And the message in this video would be, don't live up to family expectations, don't live up to so-called friends' expectations, and the people who are complete strangers but don't even know you. And society is made up of lots of different people, lots of different things, but let go of any expectations what other people have got for you. You know what I mean? Because like if you were gay, for example, and you're born into a very religious family, you know, you are that way inclined. You're not, there's nothing wrong with you. As somebody gay myself, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not ill, you're not diseased, nothing wrong with you. Your heart just wants what your heart wants. You're drawn to that, and you're not, you know, and I'll talk about recarbonation in another video as well. That's another topic. But most of the things we go through in this lifetime, we chose this. We chose that lifetime, this way of being, for a reason, for a lesson. But at the end of the day, when it comes to expectations, set your own expectations. And you know, a lot of people, gay men, some gay men may find a partner and they may want to adopt, have children of their own. A lot of gay men are just happy being in a relationship with a loving partner and they don't want any children, and that's fine if that's an agreement with you and your partner. I mean, same with a lot of lesbians or women as well who are gay. They don't want any children, or they don't want to adopt, and that's fine. But if they do, because of their own reasons, and they want a family together, that is fine. There's always ways around things, but in life it's important. Part of self-love is making sure whatever you do, you're doing it for yourself. You're not living up to family expectations, you're not living up to so-called friend, or you're not living up to society's expectations. Whatever you do, you're doing it for you and to make you happy as well. And we're here to learn lessons in life, and we're also here to be happy and enjoy ourselves. However, I'll talk about this more in the future as well. And in the future, when I create Patreon, some of the services I'll be offering there is a personal, like if you'd like a psychic reading, when Patreon's created, if you'd like a psychic reading from me, you can join me on Patreon and sort of join me there. I'll also be creating personal chats as well, so like a one-on-one chat type of thing as well. If there's any issues, problems, you feel you're at a crossroads and you feel like talking to a spiritual advisor, that would help you. Because in my own way, I am a spiritual advisor as well. This is a service I do offer for free as well, talking to people and things like that. But in the future, that's something through YouTube I'll be offering, in the sense like a personal chat through Patreon as well, or tarot card readings. But as always, my message in this video, which is the most important thing, is don't let go of expectations. Don't try and live up to your family's expectations. Don't try and live up to your so-called friends' expectations or society. Because you could try and live up to your family's expectations, think, if I do what they want, if I do what they expect me to do, well, they'll be happy. They'll never be happy. You know, they might be a wee bit happy, but that happiness is short-lived. And for your family being a bit happy with their grandparent or granddaughter because you've denied your sexuality, you've done something that makes you feel disgusted and horrible, something you're uncomfortable with. So your parents got a bit of happiness out of that, but you've got a long life of suffering, because whenever you make a mistake, when you've lived up to someone else's expectations, you've done something you're uncomfortable with to please someone else. That will always, you'll always think back about that, and the pain, you might learn to heal from it, but the pain, the trauma will always be there in its way, and it'll eat you up inside. And that's what living up to other people's expectations does. It eats you up and it causes you a lot of pain. However, until next time, this is me just talking about let go of expectations, and have a great day. May part meet again. Blessed be.